Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to today's project selection day for the End Plastic Waste Alliance. I'm Zhang Jiabei, Head of Sustainable Branding and Retailing at Plug and Play, and I will also be the host of today's event. So let me briefly talk about the agenda. So the first speaker will be Matt, the Global Sustainability Director of Plug and Play, and he's going to talk about who Plug and Play is, as well as some of the cooperative projects. We'll then invite the President and CEO of AEPW, Mr. Jacob, to give us an opening speech. And then we'll move on to our Startup Roadshow, which will be divided into two parts with a 5-minute break in between. You will have 30 seconds to tell us whether you would like to arrange a one-on-one meeting with the startup after the session via the Zoom video platform. So for this event, the two speakers are going to speak in English, and for the roadshow, it's mainly in Mandarin. We'll provide Chinese and English interpreting for the event. So please click the little button with the shape of Earth to choose the language you like. I'd like to start by inviting my colleague Matt, our Global Director of Sustainability. Matt, the floor is yours.
Hello, everyone. My name is Matthew Claxton. I'm the Global Director of Sustainability at Plug and Play, and welcome to the End Plastic Waste Shanghai Selection Day. Now, before we get started with today's events, I just want to take you through a brief overview about Plug and Play, our partnership with the Alliance to End Plastic Waste, and a little bit about our track record with them and what you're going to be expecting today from the startup pitches. So first off, for those of you who do not know who we are, Plug and Play has humble beginnings. It really started with our CEO, Saeed Mehdi, in his Persian rug store in Palo Alto. He was selling Persian rugs on the bottom floor, and he was renting out office space to interesting startups on his second floor. And some of the first notable companies that came through his door were PayPal, Google, Logitech, Dropbox, and many others. The picture that you see here today is how Google scaled from 3 people to 30 in that very same building. So 12 years ago, Saeed decided that he wanted to start a much larger office and house more and more startups where he get to meet with them, invest early, and also introduce them to different corporations that he started working with. So that's what we do today at Plug and Play. We still are a VC firm. We do about 200 and 250 investments per year around the world. We actively work with about 100 to 200 VCs and private equity firms all around the world. We do corporate innovation for over 400 organizations all around the world, and run 60 accelerator programs across 18 different industry verticals, again, all around the world. So, we've had a very long, successful track record of investing. Today, Plug and Play has about 1,600 companies in its portfolio and 15 unicorns. Combined, our portfolio has raised over $9 billion, and it's growing every single day. And not only is our portfolio growing, but our physical presence all around the world is also growing. So today, Plug and Play operates across 38 offices around the world, including this one, Shanghai. And we operate 18 different industry verticals, such as sustainability, ag tech, energy, food and beverage, media and advertising, brand and retail, mobility, smart cities, travel, IoT, health, real estate, enterprise, new materials and packaging, and a few other very exciting verticals. So the sustainability program really started about a year and a half ago in October 2019 with our partnership with the Alliance to End Plastic Waste. So as most of you know, the Alliance to End Plastic Waste is a consortium of plastics manufacturers and chemical companies from all around the world that have each pledged somewhere between $10 to $50 million over the next 5 years dedicated towards ending plastic waste all around the world. So since that partnership, we have run 3 accelerator programs in Silicon Valley, Paris, and Singapore with the Alliance, and now they have decided to expand our presence with them. So this is actually our 4th hub that we're officially kicking off today with our selection day. And some of the startups you're going to be hearing from are tackling plastic waste in terms of better collection, sorting, processing, and use markets for that plastic waste material, financial incentives for bringing that plastic waste back, river pollution prevention so it doesn't go out into our oceans, waste material exchange, which is connecting waste collectors and the waste purchasers, to transform into something of value good, and then lastly, design a better plastic waste. So this actually isn't our only sustainability program. We have two other ones that we're launching this year. So we have our carbon neutrality program focused mainly on scope 3 emissions and our sustainable fashion initiative. If you're interested in either one, please feel free to reach out to myself or a member of our team, and we're more than happy to talk to you to see how you can get involved in these other two mission-focused initiatives. So this process for the End Plastic Waste Shanghai program has actually already been going for the last 3 months. So we started with a call for application where we invited startups from all over China to apply to be part of this exciting program. Plug and Play also got to work in sourcing new and exciting ideas and startups and bringing them into our ecosystem and having them be considered for this elite list of startups. Plug and Play has about 100 to 120 ventures associates and analysts all around the world. We bring in about 1,500 startups every single month. And today our database holds at least 48,000 startups and growing every single day. So what we did is we looked through our startups that are headquartered in China, and we broke them down into these different categories. So again, collection, design, sorting, processing, end-use markets, financial incentives, river pollution prevention, and waste material exchange. We narrowed that down to an elite list of the top 50 companies, and we passed them along to our panel members for them to review those startups and decide who should actually be part of today's selection day. And from that, these same panel members will vote on the startups that should be part of the top 10 to 12 that go into our batch program. So first off, again, I want to thank our panel members so much for being part of this journey with us so far, but they're not gonna, it doesn't end there for them. Once the program gets started, they'll be working with our startups over the next 3 months to help them grow and scale their technologies and transform their ideas into new and exciting opportunities for organizations like yourself to get involved to ultimately help us end plastic waste all around the world. So some of the early success that we've had from the different programs around in Silicon Valley, Paris, and Singapore have been, so far we've accelerated 44 startups. That has led to at least 75 commercial pilots and POCs. We'll update those numbers shortly because there's still a lot of confidentiality that's going on. And we've helped those startups raise at least $35 million in capital that has been deployed to them so far. We currently are accelerating 11 startups, and today, after today's selection day, we'll be accepting another 10 to 12 into our programs. Please make sure to follow us on LinkedIn or online so you can hear about some of the exciting case studies that have come out, or to get updated metrics on how many commercial pilots and POCs have been formed or how much capital those startups have raised, but also to learn and hear about more of the batch startups that have come through our other regional hubs. So some of the exciting case studies that have come up from these programs have been a collaboration between Literati and the Alliance to End Plastic Waste that led to what we called the All Together Global Cleanup, which was a 2-week campaign where individuals from all around the world could use the Literati app and clean up their local area and categorize and map where litter is ending up, and then properly put it into a waste receptacle. That led to about 1 million pieces of litter being collected in about 2 weeks, and that is now evolved into the Clean for Change campaign. And we encourage you all to go to the End Plastic Waste website to check out the Clean for Change and get involved and download the Literati app and ultimately go pick up litter in your local region. So some other great case studies that we've been seeing have been between Dow and Continuous Material, Biofusion, ArcLight, and Empower, where all those startups are helping Dow collect and sort and process hard to recycle plastic waste and turn it into something of value good into either commercial roofing material, roads, or building blocks. And another quick one I just want to note was the one between BASF and Resynergy. BASF is working with Resynergy on their chemical recycling process so they can create more high value chemical commodities. If you have any questions on these different case studies, please make sure to visit our website or please reach out to us. And there's many more that we're going to be publishing over the next 3 months. So as I mentioned, this is actually our 4th program with the Alliance to End Plastic Waste. So we've run 2 in Silicon Valley, 2 in Paris, 1 in Singapore, and we're now finally kicking off our Shanghai program. If you're interested in attending other selection days, we'll have 1 in Sao Paulo on June 10th, 1 in Singapore on August 19th, and the last one in Johannesburg on September 28th. Again, if you have any questions on these, please feel free to reach out to myself or a member of our team, and we'll be more than sure to invite you to them and make sure you're involved. So here's my contact information. Thank you all so much for joining us today. And I'm going to pass it off to my team in Shanghai that's going to talk you through what to expect from today's startup pitches and tell you a little bit more about our efforts in our Shanghai office. Thank you so much, everyone.
好的，非常感谢 Matt 的介绍。接下来，
Thank you very much, Matt. Next, let's give the floor to Mr. Jacobs, the President and CEO of AEPW, to open the show for us.
Good morning to our distinguished guests, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the inaugural Shanghai Selection Day of the End Plastic Waste Innovation Platform. At the end of 2019, we introduced the End Plastic Waste Innovation Platform in Silicon Valley, in Paris, here in Singapore, and now also in Shanghai, with the objective to address a very serious global problem on our hands, one that we feel even more acutely here in Asia. Across Asia, formalized waste management systems are often non-existent or broken, causing waste to leak into the environment. And combined with the global COVID-19 pandemic, these challenges are accelerating and has heightened people's awareness of the plastic waste issue around the world. In 2020 alone, there have been several scientific research papers that expounded on the clear trend. Plastic waste entering the environment has become even more pronounced in the past 5 years. 11 million tons are leaking into our oceans annually, and if we do nothing, that number will only go up. A challenge of such global proportions needs a global response, and this is the very reason why the Alliance has partnered with Plug and Play to identify startups with future forward-looking ideas and connecting them with the necessary expertise and resources. We know that the global community of innovators and entrepreneurs, especially in Asia and here in China, are aware of both the challenge and the opportunity of addressing the plastic waste problem. And we also know that you are rising to the occasion with innovative ideas and creative approaches. Since its inception, the End Plastic Waste Innovation Platform has engaged with more than 2,000 startups, with over 30 selected for our accelerator programs. Over $35 million in capital have been invested and deployed into the startups, and more than 75 commercial pilots with Alliance member companies have materialized. Today, the Alliance has put into place a robust and holistic approach to the plastic waste challenge, grounded on 4 key pillars: infrastructure, innovation, education and engagement, and cleanup. And we believe that the startup community can help us achieve these action areas faster. For the chosen startups, rest assured you will have access to world-class resources from the Alliance and Plug and Play. You will also have access to the expertise and experience of many of our member companies, representing a cross-section of the plastic value chain. I'm very excited and look forward to hearing your innovative solutions to address the global challenge of addressing plastic waste in the environment. And I wish everyone all the very best in your journey. Thank you.
Thank you, Jacob. And I'm sure you're all looking forward to today's Startup Roadshow. We've spent a long time in the selection process with our panel members to choose the 19 startups that will be showcased today. I'll then invite my team colleague, Lanting Wu, our investment analyst, to introduce the selected startups and invite them to start their roadshows.
介绍，大家好，我是 Plug and Play 能源即可持续。
Thank you for introduction, Bella. And my name is Wu Lanting. I'm the venture analyst of Energy System Plug and Play China. Today, please allow me to introduce the startup companies attending today's roadshow. First of all is Zenol Technology. And Zenol Technology is a company that uses high polymer research company. They use manufacturing productivities. They use the low cost and high productivity methodologies to increase the productivity of different plastic materials, to merge them together, to merge these different plastic materials to boost the green recycle of the plastic materials. Okay, please go ahead. Hello, everyone. My name is Zhu Tianzhe from Zeno Technology. Thank you, everyone, to offer me this platform to demonstrate our project. And as you can see, our project is a plastic recycle solution based on block by polymer solutions. Now I'm going to talk about the background of our project. As you all might know, that the contaminations of plastic is a global issue right now, and it's in its urgency to solve these issues. Each year, we have more than 8 million tons of plastic waste are pushed into the ocean, and also more of them are being buried or burned, and that really provide a great harmness to our environment, both on land and sea. So what is causing this phenomenon? One of that is we haven't been able to establish a sustainable plastic recycling system. There's only 2% to 10% of the plastic materials on our planet can be recycled and use it again, and also to put it back to the market. Most of the plastic materials, we dump them and then we burn them or bury them. These two kinds of processing method can really trigger a second time harmness and impact to the environment. And why is that? Why there's only little of the plastic materials can be recycled and reused? And what we need really is these recycled plastics. These recycled plastic is low in quality, and in terms of their performance, textures, and so on, it's unlikely to be able to compete, to be compared actually with the newly manufactured or newly produced plastic materials. So there's no way for them to escape the fate of being burned and buried. So here we use the block by polymer additives to solve that kind of issue. This additives needs to be put into the recycled plastic, and it is going to optimize the performance of the recycled plastic. No matter it's about its force or anti-rapid power, anti-tear performance, and so on, can almost compare with the newly manufactured or newly produced plastics. And by doing this, we can increase the applications of recycled plastics, as you can see in these few phenomenons and few scenarios that cannot be used in recycled plastic in the past. But by adding our additives, we can use that. So besides from food wrapping and some medical materials, by using our additives, the recycled plastic can almost be adapted to all the scenarios that a plastic can do. Another thing is we really put a lot of emphasis on our synthesis approaches. We've got three advantages. First of all, we use a recycle synthesis, and so as you can see, the waste is crucially reduced, and over 90% of the polymer conversion rate can be increased because we're using the third generation additives. And then we have the ability to control this multi-blocked concentration rate. So in that case, we can lower the amount need for these additives. In the past, the additives required more than 5% of the overall plastic amount, but by using our additives, we only need 1% of that to reach the same performance of the 5% by using the traditional additives. So we hugely lower the cost of recycled plastics by doing that. As you can see, our team, we have 3 overseas doctors. We all have our scholarship from the UK. First of all, I am from Oxford University, start in 2019. I'm the China 30 under 30 by Forbes, and also for Song Hualong and Zhang Xuejiang. Both of them are research fellow in Warwick University, and within the chemistry industry. They all have a lot of R&D experience. So I'm going to briefly introduce our market analysis. As you can see, global-wise, we have a total market volume of 50 billion, and 40% of that in China. And the global CAGR growth of that market is 5%. So in this case, even if we only got a low penetration rate, the potential is still huge. And thank you very much for your listening. And we really look forward to make cooperations and make an exchange with you. Thank you. Thank you, Xenon Technology. We have 15 seconds for you to do the poll. So if you're interested in Xenon Technology, please vote for yes. Thank you. So our next startup is Material. Material is an environmental friendly material company. They can pull up fibers from leftovers. For instance, they can concentrate proteins from milk or from potatoes. They can pull up sawdust and so on, and to produce into food wraps. Hello, my name is Robert Lee. I am the CEO of Midterra. We are a new material company. We use leftover, that means waste foods, to replace the one-time only wrapping plastic materials. You've probably used or seen this kind of film before, plastic films, ODPE. If you use this before, and that's going to mean that you have already caused some impact to the environment. Throughout the world, each year, we're producing more than 70 million tons of plastic food wrap materials, plastic food wrap materials around the world. About 45% of the food are still being wasted. So Material is in its research into a new technology to solve these two global situations at the same time. This is the first in the world that we use our patent technology that we can recycle the leftovers and to put them, to manufacture them into food wraps of plastics. For instance, this protein powder can be from food or from milk or from plant-based proteins. So we actually concentrate all these together and change this into this film, soft films. And also for the fibers that we use to manufacture clothes. And all these can be degraded. Our technology has been adapted into different scenarios. For instance, this waste of milk, we concentrate the fibers, and then we put them, manufacture them into different clothes around the world, including our partners in Japan, Horado Corporation, and Toyoshima. Based on the already known patent, we try to extend that. We want to solve a huge global situation. That is the one-time only plastic food wrap. So as you can see, this is the global market of plastic food wrap, and our degradable plastic wrap is increasing significantly. China and APAC region is the most plastic wrap demanding regions. So as you can see, this film here, I'm holding it. This is from food wrap. As you can see, this can be hot sealed. We can print words on it, and also this film can be degraded within 180 days. So by making cooperations with our friends, we can put this into different types of materials, even soft or hard ones. For instance, the film food wraps, rubbish bag, we can put them, manufacture them into mugs, cups, and bowls, and food boxes. For instance, by ordering the food deliveries, we all use the one-time utilities. We can all produce all those kind of things based on our material. So what's the differences between the PLA, PPT we can find out there in the market? Those things, yes, they can be degraded, but the speed of degradation is significantly slow. And some of them, most of them actually, are based on petrol. They are petrol-based. So from the beginning of their manufacturing process, they're still causing impact to the environment. And also, their LDPE is 3 times higher than the materials that we're using today. As for our material, the price of our material will be the same price of LDPE. So as you can see, even from now, we're only like 30% higher than the traditional LDPE. So the reason why we can hit such a low cost is because that we have making cooperations with one of the largest distillers in the world, for instance, the brewers in the world like Budweiser's and so on, so that we can grow significantly in a swift way. We can help the local farmers to recycle the materials that they use to produce their beers to bring more add-on values to them. Our materials are now cooperated with a lot of companies. For instance, like the logos you can see down there, if you can see, like Arla, they're one of the largest daily product manufacturers in Northern European regions. We've already signed the agreement of cooperation. This is our team. So we've both got the business team, the commerce technologies teams, and so on. I have 3 times of startup experience. 2 of them are acquired. My previous achievements has been reported by 30 Under 30th, by Forbes, and also Professor Chen has more than 30 years of research within proteins and manufacturing experience. As you can see, we've got Baron here. He's graduated from the University of Oxford, and JT, he holds an MBA degrees from Harvard University, and so on. So according to our plan, that in Q3 this year, we'll start our MVP for the testing for our clients, and we'll be starting to take pre-orders, and then we'll start it to build up our semi-commercial production. In Q2 2022, we're going to finish the construction of the production line, and each year we're going to roll out more than 200,000 rolls of the soft films. At the same time, we're going to start to offer our hard materials at that time. In 2025, we'll start to be commercialized, start to make this into commercial scale production. We're going to make cooperations with the plastic, with the food holder companies. Right now, we're going to make cooperations with them and help them to do transforms. We estimated that in 2022, our sales revenue is going to grow significantly. In 2024, that our fiscal reports should probably receive a revenue about 50 million, and that is quite conservative. So if you're quite interested and you hold the same ideas just like us, we want to eliminate plastics. We are now making our own research in this field, so we can make transfers to the environment and offer farmers and brands higher, more sustainable opportunities, and to offer them higher add-on values to replace the one-time plastic with this new one. Thank you. Thank you, Robert, for your wonderful introduction. I believe after you're seeing the solutions from Matera, you shall be quite interested and surprised by them. So please make the poll. Okay, time's up. Thank you.
So the next startup is Bluefei. Bluefei is a startup company engaged in molecular and material innovation based on synthetic biotechnology, using the tools of synthetic biology to simplify the process of manufacturing and produce low-cost degradable products. Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Jiang Yihao from Bluefei, a high-tech enterprise based on synthetic biotechnology for molecular and material innovation. At the beginning, Bluefei was founded with the intention of using biotechnology to solve a very, very serious problem, and which is the growing problem of plastic pollutants around the world. and we were established in Tsinghua University. So there are estimates that by 2050, the total weight of plastic in the oceans will be equal to the total weight of fish life in the oceans, which is an increasingly serious problem. In fact, nature has given us a suitable solution in the form of a polymer called PHA. PHA itself is a polymeric material produced by nature and microorganisms. Microorganisms can use sugars and fats as nutrients and then go on to produce PHA in the cells to adopt the material. PHA is also the only such polymeric material that can be 100% naturally degraded in the soil environment and marine environment. It itself, as an energy storage material for microorganisms, can be used by the sea and soil from the environment of microbial degradation into water and carbon dioxide. At the same time, PHA is a class of polymers. It can exhibit a very wide range of material properties. With its 100% biodegradable properties and its ability to perform as well as traditional petroleum-based plastics, PHA is now seen as an effective alternative to current plastics in countries all around the world. However, PHA was discovered a long time ago, roughly 20 years ago, but the reason it has not been widely used is that it can only be synthesized by organisms, which makes it relatively expensive. At Blue PHA, Fei want to solve this problem by producing PHA at low cost through biofermentation. Biofermentation has some very obvious advantages because it can be plant-derived starch and sugars as the source. So the fermentation feedstock part of it is actually a recyclable and renewable source of carbon. In the case of PHA microorganism production, we're using two main types of tools to improve the efficiency. One is synthetic reorganization and re-editing of the microbial gene system by means of gene editing. So by using artificial intelligence, machine learning, we're able to improve the overall efficiency. And also by calculating and analyzing all the metabolic pathways within the microorganisms, we were able to obtain a strain with a very high PHA production efficiency. In the end, we can see that 90% of the cell stem, i.e. the large intracellular vesicles in the modified microbial cells, are in fact the raw material for the PHA we wanted to produce. After getting such a strain, we can use the sensor-based automated dispensing platform to enhance the production. And compared to traditional pharmaceutical companies, we can greatly shorten the time cycle from small trials to pilot trials. These PHA materials can be used in a wide range of applications. Our PHA materials are now mainly used in non-recyclable packaging applications, including single-use tableware and, for example, functional plastic microparticles in personal care products and samples that have been produced. And we are now building the first phase of a 6,000-ton per annum PHA plant in Yancheng, Jiangsu province, which is due to start to construct soon and is expected to be completed for mass production in the second quarter of next year. At Blue Fei, we hope to use biomanufacturing to provide mankind with a new model of material production and to meet mankind's expectation for a better life in a sustainable fashion. Thank you so much. And this is a star program in our selection day. Lots of attention has been paid to Blue Fei. Thank you so much.
So next startup is from Xingxing. It has been using its technology to food wrapping industry and agricultural industry. They have been used first of all the PLA paper in the world. And please welcome for their introduction. Hello everyone, I am from Xingxing Technology from Shanghai, and we are offering plastic replacements for the plastics in the industry. Why do we want to replace it? First of all, it's quite harm to the environment. It causes harm to human health. And this is not a new topic at all. So we can see there are a lot of materials that claim to able to do this, but after our research conducted by our team, there isn't a really workable solutions. We have these 3 points. And first of all, a lot of materials are not really that kind of environmental friendly. They cannot be used as chemical fertilizers. And some of them, because of their manufacturing process, it is very hard for them to be really industrialized. And some of them cost is high and cannot be generally used. So based on our idea, we came up with a possibility. That is, we can use paper plus PLA technology to produce a new material that can replace the plastic we're using traditionally. So this is our chair, Mr. Huang Haihuang. And what is our solution? We've got 3 technology supports. First of all, is material technology. Paper itself is a sugar cane dust paper. That is our own patent, by doing research by our own company. It's a new material. Within 80 days of usage, it can be degraded into fertilizers. And second is we use the paper paste. The 20 to 30 grams of POA required, we can lower them into 10 grams. So we can increase the usability of the material. And third, it's about our industrial upgrade. That is, it's easy to help corporations to upgrade their own materials from undegradable to degradable. Now let's talk about this sugar cane paper. So as you can see, the source material of this kind of paper is agricultural waste, and we can reproduce them to change them into fertilizers to nurture agricultural plants. So what this is that we can do is to transform those highly environmental impacting corporations, especially the manufacturing ones. We can help them to lower their impact to the environment. And as a researcher of this kind of technology, we are being noticed by a lot of governmental institutions and corporations. In terms of the applications, as we can see, in a lot of plastic use scenarios, we can replace them. For instance, like the food wraps, like this kind of box and cups and so on in our daily life one-time materials like rubbish bags. And also agriculture, we can see the kind of fruit wraps. And also within the medical industry, we have this drug holders and so on. And also the one-time package from the hotel, a sanitation package and so on. So this is the application of our materials, and it has been applied into a lot of international companies, for instance, like Porsche, Apple, Tesla, Burger King, Moss Burger. And also in China, we have got the Luckin Coffee, Cocoa, and Dickles, and so on. All these corporations are our clients. They're using our materials right now. And also due to our high performance of the application of our material, we are receiving a lot of focus and acknowledgements by a lot of industry partners like Total. And within their news report in the April of 2021, they actually mentioned us in one of their reports because of the performance of our product. We all know that European Union's environmental friendly standard is one of the leaders in the world. So our product has been recognized by the European Union standard. It can be used as fertilizers, which means this is a state-of-the-art technology. And also we've received the FSC certificate as well. From last year to this year, we have increased 5 times the productivity growth from 5,000 tons per year to 25,000 tons per year. And we're now trying to put our production base throughout the whole nation. And from all different continents around the world, we're trying to make our own distribution networks and production networks to better serve our clients. So within the next 2 to 3 years, we're trying to push our productivity into 300,000 tons per year. And we are going to make deployments of our overseas factories to better make a global coverage of our product. Thank you. Thank you, Xinxin. So same as well, if you're interested in Xinxin, please make your poll. And we'll help you to make contact with them. Okay, that'll be the end of the poll. And next, our company is Fu Hai Lan Tian. It is a company that been focusing on the research technology of the waste plastic, recycle them and reuse them and reproduce them. Let's welcome Fu Hai Lan Tian. Hello, everyone. This is Fu Hai Lan Tian. And Fu Hai Lan Tian Company since 2010, now devoting themselves into plastic production, research, development of innovation, energy license technology. And for more than decades, we have developed the liquefied plastic waste oil production technology. And as you can see, we are being recorded by the EIA and the Ministry of Science and Technology. This is a demonstration project. So as you can see, because plastic has been widely used, and after the use of the plastic materials become waste, a lot of them has been thrown into the rubbish-bearing grounds, and a lot of them has been reproduced into a reusable plastic. And so in the end, plastic will still become plastic waste. Plastic waste cannot be degraded and cause enormous harm to our ecology. So it's called the cancer of the earth. And currently, the way to handle this, including landfill, we sometimes burn them and so on. The chemical recycling process is by using artificial materials, chemical materials to reverse the reaction of the materials and reverse them back to petrol. So that is a ultimate solution for eliminating plastic waste. And that has been able to crack the ability to tackle the environmental situation. So as you can see, by doing that, we can have a high quality and low price, excellent performance plastic materials, and plastic waste and pollution will become history. This will become a new chapter of the plastic industry. And we have, since the 1980s, we have this small workshops of production process has been transformed. But in the past, we only use simple equipment in terms of environmental production, safeties, and so on. There are all series of problems within that. We cannot really achieve industrial production of that. So our government saw that is a very contaminating industry and banned that. So this liquefied plastic waste oil technology, we use the cracking solutions of the oils, no matter from environmental production, production safeties, and so on. We all have new breakthroughs. We now have small industrial productions on the road, and this really offered a technological support to the reduction of plastic waste and has been supported by governments and so on. Since 2017, the technology of our company has been listed to one of the solutions of the government institutions. In 2020, Fu Hai Lan Tian, and also together with universities in China, we have been approved to a lot of projects. It's called the Changzhou Project. It's a demonstration project. In 2021, Institute of Chemistry, Chinese Academy of Science, and Fu Hai Lan Tian together co-founded the Research Center for Fu Hai Lan Tian Production Research Center. So we can make an upgrade of our industrial production. As you can see, we have one of the top academies from the Chinese research centers to become one of our top researchers here. In 2021, we've signed a letter of intent to acquire oil product with Sinopec, Changzhou branch. And so far, Changzhou project, that industry chain has been totally built. And currently, we are building our first production base in Changzhou. The ROI is significant. The overall investment is 52 million USD. So our annual sales can be pretty high, and our profit is more than 9 million USD. Within 5 years, we can break even. So our project not only has a very good economic value, also got great strategic meanings as well. So as you can see, we can solve the pollution, we can build a better civilization to make material recyclable, and also to make a green earth and environment. So we can join our hands together to build a better world. This is our responsibility and our vision as well. So let's all make our joint efforts to deal with that. Thank you. Thank you, Fu Hai Lantian, for your introduction. At the same time, I've got 15 seconds for you to vote. If you're interested in Fu Hai Lantian's project, and please vote yes. Okay, time's up. Thank you.
So the next startup company is Kermao Energy, a high-tech company that provides chemical recycling solutions for waste and plastics. The company uses low temperature and low pressure technology that can ultimately produce high-value hydrogen diesel for food-grade raw materials for new plastics from plastics. Now let's give the floor to Komi. Hello, friends from APEW. I'm Sikai Wei, Marketing Manager of Komi. And I'd like to talk about our Komi's mixed mechanism chemical recycling technology for waste plastics. Komi is the world's leading supplier of chemical recycling solutions for waste plastics, using innovative technology developed in-house to significantly improve the economic and environmental performance of waste plastics processing. Komi is currently working with a number of chemical giants and is now developing business relationships with more than 10 cities and towns in China. Komi has established China's first fully licensed chemical recycling plant for mixed waste plastics in Dongying, Shandong province, with a total capacity of 14,000 tons per annum. This is a photo. Now let's look at a video of the site. This is our demonstration plant. The plant has been running for a total of 20,000 hours from 2016 to 2020. And after 10 iterations of the technology, we can handle mixed and geological dirty plastics, mainly polyolefins, which can also contain small amounts of polyester glass and other substances, as well as waste plastics compacted here to remove air and enter the reaction auxiliary. Before the reaction, we will pass nitrogen gas to the equipment to replace the air inside so that the whole reaction in the oxygen-free state. A process is called low temperature, low pressure anaerobic catalytic cracking synchronous reforming technology. During the reaction, the plastic is cracked and spews out as a gas from the pipe above to the catalytic recombination link at the back. Unlike thermal cracking, we have a very efficient reaction because of the presence of the catalyst, which does not require high temperature and high pressure. Only 350 to 430 degrees Celsius and 1 atmosphere pressure to fully react, because there is no oxygen involved and no open flame combustion. Now you can see the tailings. Our tailings are general solid waste. The main component is impurities in waste plastics, including soy glass. Here we consider cooling and separation process, where we separate different products according to the condensation points of the different components of the oil and gas mix. Unlike the products that are mainly heavy oil, the products of our technology are entirely light oil with a density of around 0.81. After treatment, the products can be used to make new plastics or, at worst, sold to oil blenders. So after a little treatment, it can be sold as a finished oil. What you see now is the exhaust gas collection device. Our exhaust gas is really free of dioxins and it's basically non-condensable. We recover the heat energy from the non-condensable gas by combustion and give the equipment control, further saving energy consumption. The next thing you see is the control room. Our intelligent control system contains more than a dozen soft columns. The whole plant can be produced intelligently and requires less labor. This is our new generation 4.0 process skid mounted plant. This device enhances the efficiency of reaction heat exchange, and the equipment can be scaled up to form a plant with an annual capacity of several 100,000 tons. And the equipment can be scaled down to be used in vehicle-mounted or ship-mounted units to deal with marine waste plastics and from remote areas. Our core competencies. The original technology of ours has over 30 patents. The one-stop highly automated technology allows for large-scale industrial production. Thirdly, several sections of specially designed cutters, as they do not contain precious and heavy metals. So we're able to reduce the reaction conditions, which do not require high temperature and pressure. We are now working with 7 partners to complete a closed-loop case of waste to new plastics and testing 4.0 technology and looking for support in terms of technology rollout and funding. We've already applied for AEPW funding support for chemical recycling, and we're also looking for other support to help us build partnerships and promote the importance of the circular economy industry in China. Our vision is to spend 20 years ending the planet's plastic waste. Thank you so much, Komi. So after the introduction, I believe you have a better understanding of the low temperature and low pressure technology. Now, please give us your feedback. Okay, time to go. Time now. Our next company is Huapu Chemicals. It has expertise in the manufacture and development of precision chemicals. And what it's able to do is to start with a flat sheet of PP and use this as a raw material to produce artificially usable polyurethane resin raw materials and then include some textile printing inks and other chemicals. Hello, everyone. I would like to share with you a patent of our company, a method of manufacturing artificial resin from waste PET. I'm Shanghai Bo. My presentation is divided into 4 aspects. The first, a basic introduction to the company. The second, our core products technologies. Third, some technical explanation of PET manufacturing, a resin processing process. Fourth, some of our vision and future planning. So about us, we were founded in 2014. We're located in northern Fujian province. We're a young chemical company. We have 2 production and processing plants with a total size of about 400 million RMB. We have more than 80 employees and more than 10 IP rights. You can see some workshops and factories owned by us here. We have 4 core products. The first is polyurethane resin for artificial leather. The second is polyester type polyol. The third is polyurethane resin for ink. And the fourth is polycarbonate type polyol. Now I'm going to explain some technical aspects of the artificial leather resin making process. The first step is what you see in the graph. We use the reaction principle like this one shown in the picture, where the alcohol can be degraded within the PET. Then under catalyst and high temperature conditions, the PET can be broken down into BHET and glycol. The second step is to add a part of DO and diacid that makes the first step of degradation to PHET, ethylene glycol, and a newly added DO and diacid, again, lipidation reaction so as to get the predetermined molecular weight of polyesters. The third step is to use the polyester polyurextender and isocyanate reaction to get polyurethane resin for artificial leather. The company is planning to make greater contribution to environmental protection because we have lots of ecological disasters. The current production of polyurethane resin for artificial leather in China is about 2 million tons per year. And as you can see here, this number is very large. So making waste PET into resin for artificial leather will solve part of the problem. Artificial leather is widely used in sofas, garments, car seats, bags, shoes, and wallpaper, which involves many areas of the Chinese national economy. And the market for artificial leather is still growing quite rapidly. We use PET waste plastic and slices raw materials to synthesize resin for artificial leather, and some customers have already used such resin in making belts. And the feedback from customers is pretty good. Of course, we still have a long way to go. And we're willing to work with other companies to make a contribution to this technology. Thank you so much. Thanks very much. Okay, we're receiving lots of feedback from here. 5 seconds.
好的，时间到。下一家初创公司是诺
Our
星。
next startup is from Nexing Environment, and they are using the microwave breakdown systems. It's about the active carbon system to tackle the industrial waste.
根据热力学第二定律
According to physics, if we want to heat up a product, we can only through different kind of phenomenons like ionization, like conduction and radiations and so on, to guide the heat source flow from one object to another. It takes times. According to the reactor designed by this physics, like these devices, for instance, these are heating up devices from outer heating source in order to avoid unbalanced heat up, and also to tackle it takes a lot of times and so on, and not complete and uneven distribution of the heat source. It's something that we need to tackle. So, is there any way for us to heat up a material evenly and thoroughly? Because there's a heat passing process, traditional heat up process cannot be able to achieve this. So we need to think it as another way. We need to change a way to distribute the energy into the heat up objects itself evenly, and to change that object into the heat source so that we can heat up an object evenly. So in terms of that, we came up with an idea of using microwaves. We all know that microwave can use these different particles to vibrate simultaneously in a very high frequency. And so by doing that, we can heat up a project quite evenly. Based from this microwave simulator, we can see after the microwave has been passed on into the object and has been transformed into an evenly distributed heat source. And so by using this microwave perilous reactor, we use the high penetration nature of microwave to realize the self-heat-up process of the object. And also, the microwave will be absorbed by different polars of materials. So it can be it will be quite selective when heat up. And also, the startup times, the heat up time by using this technology is super fast. And microwave itself is a self-heating source. We don't need any conducting materials to guide the heat source into it. We don't need a physical contact. And because of this nature, the microwave pyrolysis reactor can automatically tune its own power of the microwave to control the temperature very precisely. And by using this reactor, we don't need any seeable flames. So it's more safe. And comparing to electrical heat up process, because there's no conduction needed, so the heating efficiency is higher. A lot of energy can be preserved. And also, what requires to produce microwave is electricity. We don't need any other materials. So as you can see, this microwave pyrolysis reactor, we can deal with all these different types of industrial waste. For instance, we can change the nature of it as well, like the waste of salt, like the waste of, and also the waste of active carbons and so on. And this has been listed into the national incentives for important environmental friendly equipment list of China. Currently, we have two types of microwave pyrolysis reactors conducted by us. One is that multi-plurums reactor. This is used to plastic recycle and also for small-scale industry conductions. So this kind of reactor can use this matrix microwave to control a very equally located microwave. As you can see, it's from top to bottom, and we can realize a very equally distributed of heat. We can heat up the project to at most 900 Celsius degrees. We can deal with 300 kilograms of waste. Another is the closed field radiation turning bed pyrolysis reactor. And this can be used to a larger scale. So this type of reactor, we use 75 kilowatts of super microwave closed beam generator to shoot that beam onto the object needs to be heated up and to penetrate the microwave into the heat up object. And it will pass into the object evenly and distribute it evenly into the object. So we can heat up the object to 900 Celsius degrees. So each day we can handle 5 tons to 20 tons. The maximum power of the microwave can reach 300 kilowatts. And now let's see a typical application of this device. The industrial waste salts, there are a lot of harm organic materials in it. So in order to tackle that, we can use our microwave pyrolysis reactors to degrade that by using high temperature. And after RTO, dealing with the waste gas, we can take out the harmful materials within the waste salt. And also, the byproduct of that, or the ultimate product of that, can be reused.
Thank you,
Nuoxing Environment, for your introduction. If you are interested into their reactors, please vote yes. Okay, time's up.
Our next startup is NanoArc, the first social innovation company in China to specialize in sustainable design, taking sustainable materials creating new sustainable products or spaces through innovative design. Next, we have Yu Xi from NanoArc to bring you what they have to share. Hi, I'm NanoArc. Our story actually started 10 years ago when I studied materials, because I was interested in how to connect materials and design from a sustainable point of view. I started this company. What we're doing is called sustainable material design. Why do we want to do this? It's because we see that there are not enough materials on the planet. At the same time, we are producing more and more waste. So we wondered if we could use materials in the same way as nature, because in nature, everything is recycled. There is no concept of waste. So can we make our materials recycled in the same way? So back to what we are doing, since it's called sustainable material design, what exactly is sustainable material? We hear all sorts of concepts such as recycled materials, environmentally friendly materials, renewable and recycled materials, but we're also sustainable materials. There's actually no unified definition within the masses, but we hope to be able to repeatedly think about this issue, that is, what kind of materials do we need in the end? We want nothing but better choices. What's a better choice? That is a material choice that's healthy for the human environment and economy. And we have four main categories of materials that we're focusing on. Since 2016, we have been building a sustainable materials bank based in China, which is essentially a network of resources with different supply chains behind it, based on different material categories, and work with such public interest partners to collaborate on the supply of materials and development of materials, most of which are based on various types of waste. For example, mosaic-based and coffee residue-based and mosaic-based. So basically, we want to make it easier for our customers to achieve their sustainability goals from a materials perspective. The first thing we do is called material substitution, which means that we provide our customers with sustainable material options based on their needs. Whether it's in terms of usage scenarios, aesthetics, or budget, we can then replace their traditional materials with recycled ones. We have 5 categories: paper, plastic, fabric. That's the first business. And so basically, it's about recovering the value without sacrificing the need materials, without the extra health or budget costs, whether it's finding better materials faster or finding materials that still have sustainable value. Here is an example of the material that we have made from agricultural wheat straw instead of wood, a material that can achieve 0 formaldehyde, the highest fiber rating, and a competitive price. That's what we mean by better materials. In terms of plastic bottles, we can also use plastic bottles to make various types of panels. As you can see in the first line of the diagram, this panel can become wall panels, furniture, and small pieces of desktop, sunglasses, etc. All from plastic bottle caps and some engineering plastics. Another idea is to replace them with materials that are not plastic. For example, when we go to a convenience store to buy a bun or burger, we're faced with disposable plastic bags or burger paper, which have a layer of plastic attached to them. A better option for this scenario is to use potato paper, which is actually derived from the leaves of potato wine or potato peel, which is edible and can withstand the high temperature of steam and is waterproof and grease-proof. We can use this idea to help our clients with a variety of projects. And this is what we mean by a better material. We've done so many different cases here, from board games to creating space. The second business we offer is called waste closure, where we ourselves turn the waste generated by the company into the material products it needs recycled back to the industry chain. If we take plastic bottles as an example, they can be turned into materials. They can be turned into fumes, tight skins, similar to acrylic sheets, into soft or hard or thin or thick variables, and so on. This can be a direct way for companies to do what they want to do if they want to seek products. And also plastic bottles can also be turned into different art installations. This is the Design Week in Suzhou 2019. This is one of our exhibitions. And also in Shenzhen Fashion and Home Design Week, we made an exhibition. You can see an altar here. You can see the turf, the replacement film, the curtain, the pillows. They're all made by waste plastic. Last year, we also worked with different organizations to complete a case study based on 2 different types of aircraft materials, such as an aircraft bucket and a carbon fiber reinforced plastic, but we used their waste material. So our vision is to achieve sustainability from a materials perspective. So in the future, everything can be integrated into one, because we know building industry emits the largest amount of carbon dioxide and greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. But eventually, we hope we're able to create a whole recycled environment for everyone. This is nanotech. We want to make materials sustainable. Thank you so much. So after the presentation, we understand that in fact some innovative designs within the hazardous wastes or waste treatment industry can also bring us endless opportunities. We have lots of feedback here. Thank you so much. Our next company is Trash House Technology, an innovative company in the integrated circular economy, who provide companies with recycling solutions based on the circular economy through the technology platform of their waste treatment traceability platform and a service of recycled product design. Hi, I'm Vance, co-founder of Trash House, a platform service that helps companies create post-consumer recycled material traceability based on a concept of circular economy. We've seen a phenomenon in the past 2 years where more and more brands have been using recycled materials. For example, Adidas and Coca-Cola have announced at one point in time that they are using recycled materials on a larger scale or across the board. And there are also alliances like AP, which have gathered a very large number of member brands to face the whole global issue of recycled plastic. We have also been working for the past 2 years on a closed loop solution that connects brands, consumers, and recyclers to help brands create their own closed loop circular economy. Throughout the process, we realized that a whole process of circular economy generates a lot of data, and we hope that by integrating this data into our platform, we can solve some of the problems that we have for the whole recycling industry. First of all, we believe that the recycling industry is in a very opaque and fragmented state, and there is a lack of communication with consumers, which has caused a great deal of troubles for brands trying to promote the circular economy. Through our traceability solution, we hope to achieve a more transparent recycling loop, a more integrated data platform, and the ability to communicate with consumers. Once we have built this traceability solution, we want to help brands find more trusted suppliers, more cost-effective recycled materials, and quantifiable impact. This is what we want to achieve with different brands. We can now not only help brands to create a complete closed-loop chain based on their own, from recycling materials to production to the final recycled materials products. But now we can also trace the recycling of the product through the whole recycling cycle, just like the graph presented in our picture. Each product has its own QR code. Consumers can scan the QR code on their mobile phones and see the whole process of the product. Consumers can see the overall processing of the product, including where the material came from, how it was processed, where it went, and how it eventually came to the consumer, which eventually allows consumers to have a better sense to participate in circular economy. These consumer behaviors and data will be communicated to brands in real time through a brand management backend platform, allowing brands to actually see a lot of data accumulated and consumer behavior data accumulated in real time through the backend office. And we also help brands to create their own traceability chain. And we are able to help them customize apps for them. Based on the fact that we've already established such a traceability chain and apps with more than 10 brands and institutions, we have also accumulated more than 2,000 users for scanning the QR code. We hope to reach more brands, including well-known brands and more partners in the next 3 to 5 years. In such a fashion, we hope that through these partners, we can reach more end consumers and customers and help different brands and circular economy to bear the burden. Of course, we will improve our technology, such as blockchain, polymer probes, verification technologies, to help improve the overall accuracy of data. Through this, we hope to help brands further empower the communication between recycled products and consumers, find more cost-effective recycled materials, have a more quantifiable and cumulative social impact, and eventually create their own localized circular economy ecosystem and brands. We've worked closely with multinational companies such as Unilever, Danone, and Budweiser, as well as domestic companies such as Meituan and Heytea, who are now the buyers of our traceability platform. And we hope that through our understanding of the entire value chain, our understanding of the internet, our understanding of polymer technology, we can build such a platform for everyone. So for our teams, they have experience in the internet industry as well as in the high molecule industry. So together, we wish to create a strong team together with the partners, so we're able to create a traceability platform for every one of us. Thank you. Thanks very much, Vance. So after listening to these two startups, we will also find some very new technologies or some integrated solutions that also bring innovation to our industry as a whole. We have received your feedback. Thank you. This concludes the first half of the roadshow session. We've arranged a 5-minute tea break for you. So please take a break and we'll be back in 5 minutes for the second half of the roadshow. See you all in 5 minutes.
好的，欢迎。
Okay, welcome back. So here in the part 2, we have 9 startups roadshow ready to present to you. First of all is Remake Hub. They use the high-tech renewable materials and sustainable design to transfer the waste materials into our daily life product. A great solution to that innovation creativity. Let's welcome Remake Hub. Hello, I'm CC Chow. I am the founder of Remake Hub, and today I'm very glad to be here to share with you some of the solutions we did for the plastic industry. We are quite a young startup, and so we use waste materials to put them into recycle and reused materials. So we are aimed to commit it to 9 United Nations SDG goals. So as you can see, these are our solutions. This is from top to end, from consulting to R&D, manufacturing to sharings, and this is all the stuff we're doing. In terms of ways to remake, we have 3 of them. One is plastic, and also we got the fabrics and food reuse as well. So today we're going to talk about and plastic waste. In terms of plastic waste, we're going to talk about fish nets. So for fishing nets, we have 2 tons of recycles each year, and through our own productions, and we're trying to dealing this within our own companies. We're trying to cope with nylons and other materials, and so on. We use these materials to products like glasses and fibers and so on. So as you can see, we have transferred this fishing nets to sunshades, and also this is a refuger. We have a cooperation of that, and we have written this to the learning page. If you're interested, please scan the QR code. And our second solution is quite known by everyone. That is, we transfer the plastic bottle into clothing fibers, and we can use those fibers into toys, into cockpits, and into household textiles, and so on. And also in Shanghai, we have founded some organizations. We provide them with this plastic bottle recycled T-shirts to do this road run to pick up the plastic bottles. So as you can see, these are 2 cases. One is we have this DIY productions, and second is we are trying to provide them metals within our reusable materials for other waste that cannot be sorted. For instance, for industrial plastic waste, through merging materials like cement, and we are trying to turn them into building materials. And so we can transfer them into furniture products. And together with Allbirds, we actually did a pop-up store in Kerry Center. And so as you can see, we have product this, like a vest, and also for shoe locker and so on. And at the same time, we want to keep the original forms of the bottle. We actually did a exhibition in Guangzhou. This is a art museum in Guangzhou. So we transfer the provided products given by other people. We transfer them into these artworks, and also in different kindergartens. We collected plastic waste from kids, and also we transfer them into the mountain and river paints in their lobby to educate them the environmental friendly is important. And so this year we have a new approach that it's biotech. In terms of biotech, we are focusing on this, wrappings into different into this food wraps, and also this can be used in fashion industry. And also we've got some, this can be used in some art creations as well in retail business stores. So since 2018 till today, we actually received a lot of support, especially the UN Sustainable Development. They offer us a lot of support. And finally, what I want to say is every day we want to make a little bit more progress to add up to a big results. We want to do more research in these waste materials and where can they be applied to. And we want that till in the end, the result can create a better sustainable future for all of us. Thank you. Okay, thank you, CC, for your wonderful introduction. And through her introduction, we can understand the next development of remakeup. And if you're interested in them, please vote yes and your comments in the poll. Okay, time's up. And our second startup is Given Back. Given Back is being founded by some people in the advertisement industry from Shanghai. And so they recycle the advertisement bake walls and printed materials. They reuse them from the exhibition centers to transfer them into bags. Hey, we are removing this right now from the exhibition backboard, and please don't throw them away. So can you please be careful when removing them, pulling down from the truss structure, because we need to reuse them. All right, no problem. This is Lead Shanghai, and this is just one of the exhibitions conducted by Lead throughout the year, one of 100 of them. So we are always keeping an eye on how our staff and workers removing this back printing materials. Within the advertisement industry, there's a group of people, they never seen the 4 a.m. sunrise of Los Angeles. They never saw that before, but what they see is the sight of exhibitions. They think about things that can only be imagined. For instance, they're thinking about all these hardly designed materials and paint and back wall designs and so on. It has been through 160 times of redesigns just to conduct a activity, a campaign like this. They only get 2 hours of lifespan, and that's such a waste. And how can we reuse them? So each activity, we need to use 150 square meters of this advertisement bake fabric and paint onto use as a background. Can we use them? Can we use it into our daily life? And what we want is to lengthen the memory of each campaign and activity. For these fabrics, we can produce 30 to 50 bags from the removed materials from each exhibition. When starting point, actually, we made a lot of errors and trials. So, as you can see, these are the initial trial of the fabrics. Yes, we can use them, but it's not that beautiful and delicate. So we're searching for a partner that can help us produce high quality and trendy product and brand by using these recycled materials. Because this kind of fabric and advertisement prints, this is not a common material for doing bags. We all know that the manufacturing king is here in China, and the top of the bag manufacturers in China is in Guangzhou. So we went there and we visited a lot of companies and factories. And after the negotiations, only 2 factories are willing to make cooperations with this. And they need huge amount for the starting points, for the starting order amounts. It requires a lot of manufacturing process. It needs to be cleaned and so on. So it's pretty time consuming. Due to the impulse that we have and also due to the passion within the advertisement industry, there's only one path left for us. That is, we need to rely on our own. So we conducted our own design studio in Shanghai, and we hired our own personnel, our own designers, and so on. We named our own brand Given Back. So Since that time, a sustainable brand from China was born. And later on, we lay our own SOPs and systems. When the material transferred to the studio, and we start to do some brainstorms to create different products based on our products. We have these 7 different steps, from recycled, entering our warehouse, cutting, washing, manufacturing, and then photo shoot and back to our shelf. So till today, we have more than 40 different bags has been designed and produced. So we were using only the waste printing backgrounds, and today we can use this even smaller materials to foam it, to fabricate them. And hopefully that by the partnership of Global, we can receive a support, no matter it's capital-wise or in all different perspectives as well. Now they're doing their first Taobao live streaming. So that will be the end of the sharing for this time. And we do hope that our brand can offer some enlightenment to the younger generation. Thank you. Thank you, Giving Back, for your wonderful introduction. And we discover that fashion and plastic waste actually can have a lot of points to combine. And after hearing that sharing, I believe has been enlightening, quite enlightening. All right, time's up.
Our next startup is Genox Environmental, which specializes in the development, production, and sale of recycling equipment through waste. The company can provide solutions through the recycling and treatment of different types of waste and the process of renewable resources. For example, waste plastic cleaning agents. Now let's give the floor to Genox. Hi, I'm Lin Wei Feng from Genox. You can just call me Wilson. Genox is a solid waste recycling equipment manufacturer and a total solution provider. We were established in 2010. Now it's in its 11th year. We have 2 production bases in Guangzhou and Jiaoqing, and an engineering and construction subsidiary in Nanjing. We employ over 270 people, including a technical team of 50 members. We were awarded the Green Manufacturing Solution Provider by the State Ministry of Information and Information Technology in 2020. So we have several features. Our team has 15 years of experience in solid waste industry, and some of our management team have background from top 100 chemical companies, including financial companies and other professional companies. We have 261 accepted patents. We have lots of awards. We have a lot of imported large processing equipment in our Nansha factory and Jiaoqing factory, including laser cutting machines from Tanaka in Japan and 5-sided processing line from Mitsubishi. For the equipment manufacturing details, the earliest enterprise belonged to the export industry. So we have lots of consistency with those most advanced German and European companies, especially from the perspective of crushing, cleaning, sorting equipment. So our lines are characterized by a high degree of automation, high capacity, low energy consumption, and low maintenance costs. Since we established in 2010, we've seen more than 100 paid integrated disposal systems in 24 countries and regions worldwide. Since 2015, our domestic orders have been increasing, reaching 60% by 2020. For projects, we work with large domestic companies such as Jinfa, we help it do its batch shell crushing and recycling cleaning line. And we work with Greece on green recycling electronic materials projects. And we work with ExxonMobil as well, an overseas country involving in agriculture fume recycling projects. And these are some of the projects in the last 3 years. We did one with Suez Group in France last year in relation to a cleaning line for electronic material recycling. I'd like to talk about a few specific projects in China. The first one is a project at the Jiangsu landfill, where we sort waste materials from the landfill and then extract the plastic from it and sell to the market in the form of recycling. The second project is a large-scale automated production line for washing and sorting plastics in China. The domestic foreign waste line has been now moved to the east coast of the US. The third project is the domestic HDTE recycling line for daily commodities, which provides a very reliable guarantee for the back end of the product for the project. The last part is about our competitiveness. We have several features. We are a champion in technology research and development. And also we have good clients, we have a good management team. In terms of our development, we have two focuses. One is that we hope to have a deeper involvement, including higher clean sorting and more efficient production capacity. And we want to be more involved in recycling, crushing, and cleaning for recycling and reuse in the future. And this is an introduction to our company. Thank you. We would like to thank Genox for the presentation. If you're interested in Genox, please feel free to leave your feedback in the chat box or in our polling system. If you have any other questions, feel free to interact with us. Thank you so much.
下一家初创公司是灰度环保。
So the next startup is Huidu Environmental. It's a company that's been making R&D production of recycling wrapping materials. They actually produce the shipments and logistic cases and boxes for the shipping industry. Let's welcome Huidu Environmental. I'm very glad to be here to make an introduction about our company and what we are doing. So first of all, we want to become a largest platform in China for doing the packaging materials for logistics, because we believe that this is quite important in environmental protection. And what we want to do is to eliminate one-time only wrappings and the packagings and boxes of that. That's going to produce a lot of environmental issues. And also we are part of these supporting enterprises by the country. And our company is using a research and leasing, by leasing these materials and products and for this environmental friendly materials for logistics. And also we do provide overall solutions. We founded in 2017 and our main product is Zero Box, Cool Box, and Zero Bag. These three products is a recycle environmental friendly product. We use information technology, recycle technology and linkage and so on. We form exclusive for that. It's the 4th year of our company. What we're doing right now is that we threw a non-glue required box to solve issues required and produced by traditional boxes. We use RFID to trace it. We lease it, not sell it. We can actually achieve 100% recycle rate, and it's reusable, so the cost of our clients can be reduced. What's the difference between us to the cardboard box is we can reuse this for many times, and it's super durable, and also it can take a lot of pressure. It can be reduced. So this is our recycle model, as you can see. And for our product, we ship them to our clients, and they start to fill the boxes within their companies, and then they started to put them on shelves into retailers or to ship them into warehouses of internet retail platforms, and these boxes will be temporarily stored within their stores, and also through an application on their mobile phone, we'll collect them back away, so we can reuse them. Some of that we will degrade them and to clean them and to provide our clients with the product with the performance that they require together with Cainiao and JD.com. We all know this already. So once our clients, they send their products into the warehouse of JD.com, and the logistic personnel will take their product from them, box them, and also our people will be noticed that this cardboard box has been used, and then will be there and to recycle them. So as you can see, this is our cleaning facility and device. It's super sanitized, and on the right hand side, that is a drying zone. We can ensure that this can all be built to a food sanitation level. So throughout China, we have 7 warehouses. In the future, we're going to expand that to deeper regions within mainland China to 20 warehouses. Because we want to do this, so we need to be supported by our OS and WMS, CRM systems, and also our RSS systems. We need all these systems to support ourselves, so then we can offer our clients a more visual, traceable information to make them be able to make analysis to their own development. In the past, we want to do the C side, but now we're started to connect from B side to C side, because for these major clients, for them it's quite hard for them to reach the end consumers, and that's the reason why we're reaching the BN at the first. So as we can see, these are some really well-known brands inside and outside China, and we have more than 3 million boxes out there. It has been all together has been reused for more than 40 million times, reduced more than 50% of the cost for our clients. As you can see, we are doing some research together with some of the leagues together, and that will be our introduction. Thank you, Huidu Environmental's introduction. This recycled packaging and boxes really significantly reduce the one-time plastic packaging that's caused by logistics. Okay, that will be the end of the poll. Okay, so our next startup is Court, and it is a lease platform for a recyclable industrial logistic packaging materials. It's digitalized, and it's a smart solution, a value add-on solution for its clients, including the petrol industry and also for the fresh vegetable industries and so on. Now, let's listen to them. What are the new thoughts and innovations within their industry? Let's welcome. Hello, everyone. I am Wang Jingcheng from Cordup, and today I'm going to talk about our solutions. We are a smart packaging, manufacturing, and managing company. So this is our history in 3 different stages. First of all, we started from 2009. We are a manufacturing industry. We're trying to accumulate our own R&D capability. And then we started to enter into a leasing industry, and the network has been becoming more mature. We enter our 3rd phase, that is our system construction. So as you can see, these are our own products, because our products is quite cross-industry, including liquid, fresh vegetables, and so on. And also for the plastic trays is something we're about to launch. We're offering this industry solutions like food, like chemical products, automobile components, and so on. So these are our clients and industries that we are engaging with. So through this liquid solutions, I'm going to make an introduction of our company, how we can optimize the supply chain for our clients. The normal leasing industry, is high growth and high waste and high, really everything is quite high in the leasing industry. So what we need to do is to break the blind points within the data. And for doing that, we can increase the efficiency of the estate investments so that we can decrease the cost of the overall industry. And here, this is the pain point corrections, revolutionary products that we can offer to our industry. It can repair, it can be innovated, it's quite solid, durables, and so on. So in terms of some products, we have this zero residue program and system. So the cost will be lowered and the impact to the environment can be lowered by using this solution. This is an application scenario. So through the upgrade of traditional material, we can have the ability of digital managing capability. We're using our own rule to package ourselves into an overall service provider. And by using our own managing experience, we can serve many different parties, both on the internet and offline. Through empowering the industry, we're offering our own platforms. We can increase our clients' overall managing capabilities of their own supply chain. They can actually know where their materials, where their assets are. We have more than 60 clients right now in China, and we can offer them this digitalized platform to offer them the information service. So this is the model in China. In different regions, we will have this share pool for the resources that we have locally, and we can optimize their service capability and supply capability. So through our efforts in terms of cost saving, managing capability, and operation, we can make great improvements through these perspectives. So through safety, managing capability, and efficiency, we all bring increase and optimizations to our clients. This is our client from Shanghai. This is a real case scenario. They're facing all these issues. For instance, their retailers are throwing goods up and theirs, and there are environmental issues caused by that. So through our liquid box, this is 1,000 cubic ton. And by doing that, we can make a full path management and tracing. So we know where our assets are, and we can make beforehand forecast warnings and so on. And so this can solve a lot of issues like illegal resales and so on. This all can be solved. And next, our CEO, Mr. Liao, will be talking about our future development. Okay, thank you. So today we have 30 warehouses in China, more than 2,000 connections in China, in US, UK, Japan, Germany, and we have this 10 localized teams. We have already lowered the carbon emission of 250,000 tons in the future. Together with more partners, we want to reduce the use of plastic waste. Thank you. Okay, thank you for the wonderful introduction from the company. And you probably are being touched by the idea from them. If you're interested in them, please let us know. Okay, now time's up.
The next startup is VChain Technologies, a one-stop platform for blockchain services, who have designed a product for waste traceability management aiming to improve the transparency and traceability of waste. Greetings, I'm Taming from VChain Technology. As the head of the company's sustainable business, I'm very happy to have the opportunity to participate in today's roadshow. VChain project was launched in 2015. It's a startup company focusing on blockchain enterprise business, committing to providing partners and supporting business in needs of blockchain solutions, helping enterprises to carry out digital transformation in improving their performance. The data on the machine can be openly verified to solve the problem of trust in a multi-party participation environment. The most important thing for sustainable development is the issue of trust. So at this stage, blockchain technology is still at a stage where it lacks large-scale applications and services. Only when more and more professionals join in and continuously develop professional standardized platform services and tools will the landing of large-scale applications be promoted. In this context, we promote a development of blockchain tech application in the industry. We developed a one-stop blockchain data service platform, VChain, which is a blockchain SaaS platform that simply allows enterprises to use blockchain quickly. When enterprises want to try new technologies, usually they do POC, but usually this takes 5 to 8 months. But through our SaaS service, we can quickly achieve delivery in 1 to 2 weeks. So we have refined and standardized the application scenarios accumulated over the past 3 to 4 years, which can basically solve 90% of the needs of enterprises. And these standardized modules can be easily replicated in different enterprises or processes, especially in the same industry. An additional 10% of the needs can be realized through customized tools and a friendly environment for development. Only by combining standardized templates with easy customization tools can we quickly help companies build the right application. In addition, we and our partners have integrated professional third-party services into the platform to provide more value-added services. We want to talk about 2 cases. One is a recycling solution for marine litter, which aims to manage the process of collecting, temporarily storing, and transferring plastic from marine rivers, initially covering data on the location of plastic collection, plastic sorting, delivery to recycling yards, and other certification aspects, or uploaded to the secure and mature microchain blockchain platform. At the same time, our partner DMA is able to digitally monitor and audit all plastic recycling operations remotely at any time to promptly notify those responsible parties in event of deviations. The data in the machine provides proof of the source of third-party certification and sustainability. This can be shared directly with partners to enhance their own operations and the credibility of their processes, ensuring that partners' investments are truly and completely invested in the beneficial process of cleaning oceans or rivers, which is presented to consumers through the data module. There are other applications in sustainability sector, such as the blockchain-based digital certification product MyStory, developed in collaboration with DMA, which has already been successfully used in the textile and fashion industry. Through MyStory application, we can realize the complete lifecycle data management of raw materials from waste to new products, and through blockchain technology and third-party verification of DNA, we can help enterprises to build green supply chains and transparent supply chains, and also strengthen the process management of supply chains and use the real data collected from supply chains for market promotion of brand building. And we hope to have an opportunity to join you. And thank you so much for joining. And let's make the world a better place to live in. Thank you so much. We would like to invite, once again, VChain's presentation. Thank you so much for your presentation. If you have any questions, you can interact with us in the chat box, or we'll reply your questions, and also we'll provide you contact.
下一家初创公司是
So,
银创
the
会。
next company is Income Recycle. income recycle by use the internet technology to introduce them into rubbish sorting industry. And so it's quite unique within the industry. It's quite smart and intelligent and visualized by doing garbage sorting. Welcome them. Hello, everyone. I am from Beijing Income Resource Recycling. My name is Wang Rui. I'm very glad to be here to have this opportunity to share with you some of our innovation stories. In terms of our strategy, as you can see, we want to be able to cope with innovation, and also we want to advocate for sustainable use of renewable resource. We want to be the industry system solution provider of renewable resource recycling. So since 2003, our funding through decades of developing, we have some great achievements, and we are being recognized by different levels of government, corporations, organizations. In 2007, we finished our A round founding, and what we're doing is here we're doing the PET food grade full recycled mode. And this is what we're doing right now, especially in these three different modules. So first of all, we're going to talk about the R&D production and operation of RVM. And what we're doing right now is we have more than 2 million users, recycling more than 60 million of the PET bottles. And as you can see, we have a joint ventures created in 2015, mainly in R&D promotion, sales, and service of intelligent recycling, covering more than 60 countries. And through this new machineries and equipment, we want to introduce new solutions from outside China to offer a innovation design for the deposit system recycling here in China. So, and also we have tried to make suggestions when in the legislation stage of our own regulations in China, and we have offered our one-stop service solutions to help the local governments doing the recycles. The recycling rate can be higher than 85% today. So as you can see, we moved our production base from Beijing to Tianjin, and last year we started the manufacturing process of the company. Within this new company, we started this supply chain platform. And here we can ensure that the PET can be traceable and for our end users, and we can trace them of the original source. In terms of food grade processing solutions for deep cleaning, we optimize them. And so through our challenging test experiments, we can see all these different stuff. We can compliant to different regulations and requirements and standards. Our Tianjin plant has been finishing ISO, FDA, and GRS certificate. And also we are a food level certificate offered by the national institution. And our third business is bottle loop. This bottle loop. This is to give the materials a second lifespan. So for this bottle loop, we're covering recycled fabric, eco products, and their solution. And currently, we have already finished the GRS and ISO 9000 certificate. And for Bottle Loop is a provider of Starbucks, and also together with many other factories, we started to make cooperations. The solutions has been provided to Russian World Cups and so on. So what we're doing here is we're trying to provide a standard for packaging deposit recovery system PET bottles in city levels. We want to invest for food grade rPET production plants, and also we want to become the leading enterprise in rPET in China. So by participating EPW innovation program, we want to have a support of 30 million USD funding, and also we want to make cooperations with the APW for standard packaging and deposit recovery system zero waste solutions. And so we can make provide our own solutions and technology to the optimize of the whole ecosystem. And so that will be our innovation story of our company, and hopefully that you can focus on us and to make support. Thank you, Ying Chuang, for your introduction. And please provide your vote. Time's up. And the next company is Remo, and it is a solution provider that uses your own technology to recycle waste to provide a highly stable plastic like PP, ABS, PC, and so on. So let's welcome Remo to make a detailed introduction about their own reused and recycled plastic. Welcome. Hello, everyone. My name is Yotus, and I am the market manager from Remo Sustainable Recycled Products. So today, I would like to make introductions about our own solutions and products. So we founded in 2015. We founded our own HQ in Shanghai. 2017, we started a company called Ruiju, and it has been receiving the name of high-tech companies of China. So here in Remo, what we want to do is to use a more pure, stable, green, and safe. We can want to produce our own product to provide the highly stable recycled plastic. So from the source, we have ocean plastic, PCR, and PIR. And also in terms of others, we have RPP, RABS, PE, PC, PA, PET, and so on. And if we see our supply situation last year, what we are seeing is RPP is taking a lot of portions. At the same time, our supply annual growth is at least 30% annually. And in terms of our product, in terms of wrapping, appliances, household furniture, gym equipment, toys, traffic communications, and so on, we have received a lot of great applications. And also we have received more than 500 clients highly remarked and recommendations. So in order to make evaluations of the risk by using reused plastics, we have this 9 dimensions method, and it has been effectively assessed the potential risk with the process and the application of recycled plastic. So we want to hold on to our principle to be more pure, stable, safe, and so on. So in the end, Remo's product, our quality receive at least 30% of the growth in terms of these perspectives. And what we are offering is not just recycled plastic. What we are offering is a closed loop for recycling. And today we have appliances and film recycling, closed loops, and so on. It has been covering RPC, RPA, and RPET. We have already formed this recycled closed loop. And these, of course, are highly stable. And here in Remo, because we are the expert of recycled plastic solutions, therefore we have a very reliable team. And we have a team of an OEM management, successful management team. And also in Japan, we have a standardized production base in Japan. And it has been acknowledged by our actual clients from inside and outside China. Also, we have very successful market team. We do have a top 10 market share. And what we're doing right now is we do have a lot of potential markets and clients for the developed clients. Each year, they still have 80,000 tons of high-end recycled material demands that have not been satisfied. So in order to satisfy that demand, this is what we want to do. So in our next step, we want to build a self-sustained, standardized, and highly efficient model. And what we're doing right now is through our own R&D, our own OEM, and joint stock, we are manufacturing our reused plastic and to promote them into the market. What we want to do is to extend that into recycle, because by doing that, we can empower our own factory. Our factory can receive more safe, pure, and high quality plastic molecules. And here, our mission is we want to promote plastic recycling through technology and innovation to protect our environment. Thank you. Okay, thank you for your introduction. By hearing the introduction for Remo, probably you have more understanding about their recycled plastic materials. Okay, thumbs up for the floor.
Okay, lastly, we have the last startup in the roadshow. The name of the company is Baltec. Baltec is a new generation environmental engineering company which can provide a complete solution for plastic recycling and cleaning systems. It can also provide certain solutions for bottle, equipment supply, and engineering services. Welcome, Baltec. Hi, everyone. I'm Ouyifeng from Baltec. Now, I'm going to talk about what we are and some of our products and also our future vision. We have a long history of being a resource and technology integrator in the recycled polyester industry. We have 4 services: PET product recycling, cleaning solutions, equipment supply, one-stop solution for miscellaneous plastic and plastic film recycling cleaning as the second one, project design and manufacture food and channel products, the third, and lastly, technology and equipment for recycled polyester and chemical fibers and downstream production facilities. Our key technologies and solutions include, firstly, as a leading supplier of PET cleaning lines in Asia, we supply Asia's first cleaning line that is truly FDA compliant. In addition, we have developed an ultra clean recovery cleaning process for high-end requirements to meet the application of ultra fine single timeout. Next is a new generation recycling technology we are developing, mainly to meet the needs of customers who are short of space. Next is our proprietary patented exhaust screw in the chemical fiber production process, which replaces the drying part of the converting strand. We are also the first supplier and technology provider in Asia to integrate a full range of production line solutions, including cleaning lines, SSP, and other usual and regular parts. Except PET, we have different downstream applications from the same PCR material. And on this page, we can see that in terms of PET recycling, so we have different downstream applications from the same PCR material. The PET screen recycling and cleaning process is currently the 6th generation of the process. We have more than a dozen patents for recycling information in various process segments. Plus, we ourselves have been engaged in more than 30 years experience in PET recycling. So we know more about the needs of our users. Just in a few days, we've seen that, for example, from the far right, to start bottle feeding, which contains packaging of light powder, crushing, replenishment, hot wash rinsing, fuming, negative pressure deslagging, and mixing to the final packaging. All this can be seen in this graph here. And then here we have various different process links in hard plastic and fume recycling information processing. We have different process configurations for different plastics. And we have different solutions for different types of plastic recycling. And this picture shows the design of a plastic that we wish to process. As mentioned before, we are a technology and equipment provider for the recycling of food and PET solutions. So on the bottom left corner here shows some polymerization and SSP solution. We can supply the full range of solutions to comply with FDA. And this is the current market distribution of Baltec. 80% of our market share is still in Asia, 85.5% as cleaning service provider. And also there are some other line services as well. At present, we have more than 170 production lines all around the world. About 3.6 million tons of waste processed by us. You can see some examples of equipment, washing lines, and also a picture showing our chemical fiber engineering capabilities. Our mission, firstly, is to develop economic engineering technology, environmental industries, improve economic efficiency, and promote the regeneration of the earth. Ultimately, we hope to be a supporter of the technology and equipment supplier used by major global brands in the plastic recycling industry. And more importantly, we hope to make deeper connections with all these brands. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the presentation. Again, we have some time for feedback. If you're interested in Baltec, please click yes button in our polling system. Thank you so much for your feedback. Our Selection Day Roadshow has come to an end. Thank you so much for your time and patience. We will follow up and respond to your feedback. I welcome your continued attention to our subsequent activities and progress. Thank you so much.